So, take a look at this photo. Such a cute little creature are there. It makes you feel happy and warm. Now look at these photos. What has happened to those beautiful little creatures? Skin torn apart, organ exposed, skull being drilled into. How do you feel right now? Pitiful? Enraged? You may be wondering what did these little creatures do to deserve such a pain and suffering. Absolutely nothing. These animals are victims of a cruel phenomenon that has been going on for decades over decades. Animal testing. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day to all of you, especially my beloved lecturer, which is Madam Nadira Jahaya. My name is FAKHRUL bin HIZAM, and my metric number is 269616. And I have always loved animals ever since I was young. Any animal-related topic will always pique my interest, so I often read up on it. And all my research and reading, it has been brought to my attention that animal testing is such an unethical practice. Yet it is still largely being done all over the world to this day. As an animal rights is advocate, I do not condone this, and I believe that it is time for me to speak up on this matter, which is why I stand here today to talk about one thing and one thing only. Animal testing must be banned. Each year, more than 100 million animals, cats, dogs, rabbits, mice, hamsters, monkeys, you name it, all are killed in laboratories for biology lessons, medical trainings, curiosity, driven experiments, and product testing. Before their death, they are forced to inhale toxic fumes, others immobilized in restraining devices. Some have their skin burned out, while others having their spinal cords crushed. Now, if this is not sickening enough for you, allow me to share with you the proven scientific fact on why we should ban animal testing. Firstly, animals' rights are being violated when they are used in research. You see, animals are just like us, human beings. We both think, we feel, and we experience pains. Because of this, they should be treated equal respect. But this inherent value is not respected when we are reducing them to mere tools in a scientific experiments. Not only do they suffer the torment from the actual experiment, but they are also deprived of anything that is natural and important to them. They are locked in barren cages, socially isolated, and psychologically traumatized. And most of these animals are purpose bred, meaning that they are bred specifically to be tested on. Just, just imagine that your entire life purpose was to be tested on, experimented on, and to be tortured until your final breath. Let me tell you a story of a monkey. This is Beamish. Such a cute little monkey, is it? Beamish was born in 2005 at a monkey breeding facility, and at the mere age of 2 years old, he was then shipped to a lab to be experimented on. Experimenters cut into his skull, suctioned out a portion of his brain, then they injected him over and over with toxins. Beamish is now 16 years old and still alive, and still being held captive, still being tested on, and will continue to suffer this way until he can no longer take it. All those years of experimentations, yet no results, which brings me to my second point. Animals testing is wasteful and unreliable. You see, all these tests that are being, all these diseases that are being artificially induced into animal are never identical to the one that occur naturally in human beings. So this is a very unlikely use result that can actually implemented in human beings in a meaningful way. Research has also published that universities tend to exaggerate findings from experiments, then they often omit crucial informations. And because of this, the public eye was often missed on the information given. Not only that, but researchers and experimenters rarely publish results of failed medical experiment. So therefore, we all are unaware of the ineffectiveness of this animal testing. Based on my experience, I have experienced where I have seen a video where there are animals like cats, dogs, and even rabbit have been tortured alive only for individual benefit. I feel very sad because there are a handful of people who are willing to do so. Since then, I have been very stern and angry if there are people around me committing such cruel acts against such innocent animal. Lastly, we should ban animal testing because the pain and suffering ended by experimental animals is not worth any favorable circumstances to humans. The American Veterinary Media Association stated that animal pain is a painful sensory and emotional experience considered to originate in a specific body and connected with existing or future tissue damage. Animals experience pain throughout many ways in which humans do. In fact, their responses to suffering are remarkably similar. Animals are exposed to unpleasant and often fatal tests when utilized for product toxicity testing or laboratory studies. These animals, according to Ollens, endure from vomiting, diarrhea, paralysis, convulsion, and internal bleeding are all possible symptoms. Euthanasia does not relieve the suffering of dying animals. Death is the required endpoint. Michael Balls, which is a professor of medical cell biology at the University of Nottingham and chairman of the trustees of FRAME, which is the Fund for the Replacement of Animals in Medical Experiments, write in his article, Time to Reform Toxic Tests, that LD50 test is outdated, unjustifiable on scientific grounds. Because of unpredictable biological variables, the precision it claims to deliver is an illusion. The use of the DRACE test and the LD50 test to assess product toxicity and this has declined in recent years. But this test has not been phased out entirely because animals suffer severe pain, suffering, and death when used in laboratory and cosmetic experiments. Animal research must be halted to avoid further animal life being wasted and dying in vain, regardless of the uniqueness and beauty of their origin found in each of these animals. So, you see that animal testing just doesn't work. Now you know the problem. What about the solution? You may be wondering, what can I do to put an end to animal testing? Firstly, boycott companies or any product they are testing on animal and encourage others to do so. By supporting this product and companies, the money that we put into them will be used to continue in funding for this experiment, and it would just be a never-ending vicious cycle. Some of the brands that do tests on animal includes L'Oreal, I think Benefit Cosmetics, even GlaxoSmithKline, one of the world's largest pharmaceutical companies. So, do your research. Instead, opt for cruel-free products that do not test animals because there are tons of them already in the market right now. Start buying more local products because usually these products do not test on animals. And a way to identify this product is to check for cruelty-free label or internationally recognized logos such as PETA or Leaping Bunny. A few brands that are against animal testing includes Aesop Methods as well as The Body Shop. Now, The Body Shop previously held a campaign forever against animal testing, and this particular campaign had successfully earned 8 million signatures in a petition to ban animal testing in cosmetics, which was then brought to the United Nations. Besides by buying cruelty-free products, what you can do is to make a difference is by donating to non-profit that worth the cost. So, this organization work to change the laws. They educate and raise awareness for consumers. So, They develop alternative for animal testing as well as rescuing animals from labs to find new homes for them. So you see, a million of people out there have already begun their journey to put an end in animal testing, and so should you. Now, based on all the points I have mentioned previously, I believe I have made it evidently clear that animal testing must be put to an end at once. So the next time you pick up the lipstick or you put on the sunscreen, stop and think: is this tiny product really worth or endangering and sacrificing the life of countless innocent animals? I do not think so. We must not let animals suffer any longer, or because of our human greed. We need to be voices that speak up for them. Take action today. In fact, take action right now. Just by simply signing a petition online is already a progressive step towards putting an end to animal testing. Animals should not longer suffer. Together, we can put an end to animal testing. And this may may be like a simple step for you, but for all those innocent life out there, all those tiny animals, you are saving their life, and it all starts with you. I think that's all from me. Thank you.